I can't understand what is so hard, what is so difficult and impossible to grasp about being more inclusive, about saying we're going to hire more people who don't look like me, and we're actually going to give them power. The only thing that is actually a burden there is simply not wanting to do it. You have to put in the effort and the work to make the change. And if you really, really actually want to see a change, then go be about it.
And cultivating practices that allow you to show up as your highest self day in and day out, so that you can serve that highest self, but also serve others from that place.
Get up. When you fall, keep getting up. Stop worrying and thinking about having the confidence to get up, and just get up. And in the act of getting up, time and time and time again, then you're going to be competent enough to have the confidence to freaking go after it.
So I think we have to, we're not used to having these conversations. We're not used to confronting people. That's almost like a training that we need.
Discussions like this with people where you're just kind of talking about experiences and highlighting those things. I think making that more a part of like our Pride celebrations, obviously, again, in addition to everything else that we currently do, is so important, and I think so empowering. And I think it's easy to assume that these conversations are like happening in everyday life, but they're really not, or at least not in platforms like this.
I want someone else to be the next person who says, I can do this. Be the next Lily Ledbetter and say, I'm going to stand up and challenge the status quo, because that is the only way we move and make progress down the road, is find the areas where there's an injustice, whether it's gender, whether it's racial injustice, criminal injustice, all these injustices. And while we have this time on earth, and this is what my mother taught me, while you have that limited time on earth, don't just go into the world and do well, go into the world and do good.
And so oftentimes, especially as a Black woman, as a Black leader, as an executive, I would find myself having a seat at that table, but not actually having a voice. But in those moments, I listened. Oh, and I listened very, very keenly, right? And so going back to what Nora was saying, starting to listen to the reactions and the behaviors of folks within those meetings, and then being able to leverage those things that I'm learning about those individuals to then progress, right? And to really be able to kind of drive the conversations around, hey, here are some things that they continuously bring up or that are important to them. Let me tap into that. And then we'll start to kind of bridge the gap there and have a greater conversation. I found as an executive that has helped me to really navigate in very difficult situations and in difficult spaces.